I've literally just played video games since dropping out of high school when I was 15. It was pretty fun, but my parents' money's running out. How hard are six-figure jobs to get?
Time to build my future with the power of work.
Hello friends, trace amounts of science. We're getting into some 4chan green text today. I'm still going real easy on the trigger with these ones because I don't want to get in no trouble. You know, YouTube, they gunning for me. They don't like 4chan none too much, but I still want to deliver what the people would like to see. So let's get into it today. And hey, thanks so much for being here, by the way. Here's some 4chaners talking about Reddit. We gotta censor that first username. Jesus, probably the second one too. It's terrible. Honestly, all libs should get guns. We'll need to fight MAGA one way or the other. And obviously facts, science, and speaking normally doesn't work on them, so that doesn't leave many options. Let's see how nicely they give up power in 4 years. Yeah, I don't know why so many fellow liberals correctly point to and fear the rise of fascism and then say we don't need guns. That's absurd. They're armed to the teeth. We need to be too. And then 4chaner says, holy shit, the Redditors are coming after us. Well, hurry up. I got dinner in the oven. We were wrong about the Second Amendment and removing guns. Yeah, and everything else too, stupid. Just admit it. Oh, there has to be a middle ground. Although the further I watch the left travel left, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm already standing on the middle ground. This next Anon's quick to point out the absurdity. Oh, friggin' MAGA people, I'm gonna join this Korean 4B thing and stop being so loose and also support the Second Amendment just to spite them. Maybe I'll start going to the church and start a family too. That'll really show them. Another Anon just says, accelerate. And yeah, I'm seeing some acceleration. Maybe the whole ship might crash and burn, but hey, it's been a hell of a ride. Last Anon says, own the right by, checks notes, exercising the right to bear arms. Damn, they got us, bros. How will we ever recover? I think this is exactly the plan. Go out there and shoot a gun and realize that it's awesome. I want to do this every weekend. Before you know it, one of us. Gooble gobble, gooble gobble.
One of us, gooble gobble, gooble gobble.
Alright, next post. Here's a Zoomer Anon, and he wants to know if any other Zoomies remember that weird period of the 2000s where everything was propagandized. You mean, like, right now? Like currently? Because the propaganda's only gotten worse in the 24 years that it's been the 2000s, okay? I'd like to go back. The 90s were a more innocent time, bro. Let me tell you. Might be nostalgia goggles. I don't know. But this Anon says, I kind of miss it when the military was portrayed as a hyper badass cool boys club where there was beer and hot chicks everywhere constantly. Honestly, that's why I joined the Navy. Just wanted to drink some whiskey and fight people. Well, why can't we go back to that? Well, it's a different Navy these days, Anon. You can't do that anymore. Why not? Well, because they'll send you to captain's mast is why. I want to play the new Call of Duty. I'm started off as some kind of special operations unit. And in the tutorial, when you do basic tasks, an NPC says some shit like, good, we have you on the side of the U.S. Army. We could really use a soldier like you. Yeah, I'm sure this wasn't paid for by the U.S. Army at all. I want to watch a movie and somehow it ties into the U.S. military and they film with real military vehicles doing cool shit like in the old Transformers movies. For shit's sake, can't I just have a ton of games that totally weren't sponsored by the military while subtly nudging you to join? Like you spawn in with a brand new Sig Spear and the character mumbles some shit like, only the best for the army. I want to go and play a game set in Ukraine or something, and the game portrays Russians as mustache-twirling supervillains who clearly want to destroy America and everyone in it just in the name of being evil. Now we get shit like, I have two moms, or some quirky e-girl doing stupid stuff. What the hell is PsyOps doing? I mean, they're shaping the new military in the way that they would like it. You've seen the results. I'm so glad I got out of the Navy, dude. It's embarrassing what our military has become. Like, I don't think the military was all that great of a career prospect before, but now it's just, wow, man, it's really embarrassing. Can we go back to how it was supposed to be? I guess not, bro. It really doesn't matter how many jets and planes and carriers you have if your military is not fighting fit. And I don't think ours is, man. The technological advantage is really all that we have left, and I don't know if it's going to be enough to overcome both Russia and China. So just keep your head on a swivel. And don't join up, for God's sake. Unless you really have to. You got no other prospects. I understand what that's like, but yeah. It's just really different now. And not in a good way. It was changing even before I left. And a decade and a half of festering. Yeah, I can't imagine that it's all that much better. Anyway, whatever. We gotta move on. I don't care no more. This and all wants to talk about Mike Tyson. Universally portrayed as an invincible juggernaut in television and film, loses one-sidedly to a Zoomer YouTuber. How many of Hollywood's designated tough guys are frauds? I don't think Mike Tyson's a fraud. I wouldn't get in the ring with him unless I had paid him a few $1 million to take a dive, which I'm pretty sure that's what happened in that fight, you know. I can't say anything concretely. It's all alleged, but from what it looked like to me, yeah, Tyson took a dive. He just wants to sit home and play with his pigeons. What? Zoomer YouTuber couldn't ever beat Punch-Out, so he's like, I'm just gonna pay money so I can do it in real life. That counts. It's basically like the same thing, isn't it? I really wish Mike would have just opened up on him, though. Just throwing some haymakers around and laying them out. Ah, that's what everybody wanted to see. Unfortunately, it's not what happened. They got in the ring and played footsie for an hour. Pathetic. Somebody was streaming it in the Discord, discord.gg/ReddX, and I spent maybe 10-15 minutes having a look, and I'm like, I can't waste my time with this.
I'm gonna bite your fucking dick off, Logan.
No, stop it, Mike! This wasn't in the script!
I'm sorry to anyone who paid it, but yeah, I'm glad I got to see it. Double plus glad I didn't have to pay for it. Anyway, moving on. This anon, Canadian. Be a Canadian liberal. Hate America and Americans. Compares sworn enemies, the average Canadian and conservatives, to Americans for 10 years. Keeps supporting incompetent liberal leader. Has to swallow possibly becoming American because of incompetent liberal leader they swear their allegiance to. Cack. God really does have a sense of humor. Canada joining the USA would effectively end Republicans as a viable party in the USA. The expansion of the Electoral College over the Canadian coasts would be a disaster. All this in response to Clark on Twitter, who said Canada as 51st state, over 50% of Canada's population lives within 70 miles of the US border. Yeah, mostly some of that good BC bud, you know what I mean? That stuff is kind. But outside of that singular trade deal and maybe some maple syrup, I'm really not that interested. Thank you so much. Canada, I like you, but just, you know, I like you better up there, away from us. That's how it has to be. I didn't make this choice. This choice was made hundreds of years ago, but far be it from me to stop upholding tradition. Seems to have worked well so far. Oh yeah, but come on up, we got poutine, eh? Poutine's crap. I know you're gonna take it very personally, but poutine is just, it looks like dog food and tastes like fucking dog food. I hate it. It's got poo right in the name. Stay away from me. Moving on. This is about Star Wars Outlaws, which I haven't played it at all. One of the most profitable IPs on the planet, Steam launch, 1.3k players. What went so fucking wrong? I'm telling you, people are just sick of Star Wars. It's not been good since, like, ever, basically. It hasn't been good since 1970-something, far before I was born. And now they just want to, you know, come out, shove some more shit down your throat. I fell for it with Jedi Outcast, and I guess there were some good points in that game. But yeah, a lot of it just felt really hand-holdy, and like everybody that played the thing got the same experience. So why would my hopes be any higher for Star Wars Outlaws? I think I'm good. Any game that you make from this point forward, I'm not interested. Thanks, but no thanks. I truly didn't even know that this game existed, which I guess goes to show that they didn't give a shit either. They're like, we don't even have to market it. It'll sell itself. No, it didn't. It never will again. Maybe it's for the best. 2 fingers, Disney. Suck on that. This and all wants to talk about ancient memes. Get rickrolled for the first time in over a decade. Delightful. Realize rickrolling is 15 years old. I'm old. .jpg. Welcome to the club, buddy. Search for my old meme YouTube playlist. No new videos since 2011. Rewatch ancient ass memes. No bass boosts or deep frying. Remember how funny and creative internet memes used to be. Influencers virtually didn't exist. Few people trying to sell you something. Everyone was there just to have fun. Sad, wild web is long dead. We used to be an internet. A real internet. God, that's so real, dude. I can't even argue with anything that you just said. Now it's like every other YouTube video I click onto, they're like, hey, we got this bullshit ass sponsor. Wow, cool. Yeah, I'm really interested in buying Scentbird. Spray some sandalwood into my ass crack to keep the musk from accumulating during my 8-hour YouTube binge session of Mythbusters or whatever the hell.
Welcome to Myth Crackers, where we debunk rumors and all religions, except the Jesus-based ones.
It was a better time. I think a culture like this still sort of exists on Newgrounds. But yes, YouTube has sold out. And if you don't like that, then I'd suggest going somewhere else. Although, there's not really another game in town currently. Nor will there probably ever be because, you know, the server costs alone. Jesus. So we'll just have to satisfy ourselves, kicking back, watching ancient YouTube poops. That part of the internet still exists. It's just like the catacombs, you know? The algorithm's forgotten about it, but you can go and dig through it. There's still some really good stuff out there that nobody has seen yet. Just like in the ReddX back catalog. There's some videos that have underperformed massively in there, but time is cruel, and indeed it keeps marching on, and so must I. Thank you for taking me down this detour, though. I really felt like being a little bit sad, realizing what we lost as the internet was commercialized, which was basically everything. But hey, at least it's easier to monetize these days. Sign up on the Patreon or the YouTube memberships, everybody! It's probably about the most inappropriate time for a plug, but that ain't gonna stop me. Let's move on to our next post. This OP says, go to the gym and seek self-improvement for frick's sake. Be me. Have best friend for 5 years. Let's call him Dave. Dave has been in love with his childhood friend / crush since grade 1. We'll call her Abigail. She's active in sports and has an excellent grade in uni. Abigail gets a boyfriend. Dude is a gym Chad. TM. Dave goes full rage mode, rants to me about how Chad steal all the girls and women only like jerks. Dave says that Abigail's boyfriend treats her like crap and sleeps with a lot of women, but I actually met Abigail's boyfriend and he's legit the nicest guy I've ever met. Christian, never slept with a woman, devout but doesn't push it on anyone, majored in peace studies and wants to become a charity worker abroad. Dude even helped me out at the gym. Went from skinny as hell to gaining 10 kilos in a month, thanks to him. We play basketball together with his bros. Dave, meanwhile, is lazy, overweight, watches anime / lol all day, and spams edgy crap on 4chan. Bro, get your act together. This is a hard realization for Dave, I'm sure. And then Anon speaks to Dave directly and says, Dave, I know you're reading this because you live on B. Abigail didn't pick her boyfriend just because he's jacked. She picked him because he's actually a decent human being. Take a hard look at yourself and stop spreading lies about someone who's better than you in every way. Touch some grass, bro. I want to say, like, why would you even call Dave a best friend? I guess friend. And yeah, you respect him enough to tell him the truth. I don't know if he'll be willing to hear it. Probably it's deeply ingrained and he doesn't want to have his ego bruised and yada yada yada, but it is what he needs to hear, you know? It's not this guy's fault that he applied himself to things and you didn't. But I don't know, I guess go on, keep being angry at the world if it helps you to deal, but it's not going to help you in the long run. This is going to end a really bad way, and it's not going to be anybody's fault but Dave's. Still, we all choose our own paths. Good luck out there, buddy. I bet he has all the League of Legends champions unlocked. Chicks go nuts for that. Yeah, whatever. We'll continue on. Here's an anon that's NEET, not in education, employment, or training. 33, NEET for basically entire life. No high school or college education, dropped out of school in 9th grade, never worked, have left house maybe 6 times in the past 15 years. That is grim. What? What? 0 social skills, obese, never had a face-to-face interaction with someone my own age throughout my teens and 20s. 5'3", never had a job, can't drive, never had friends, parents are broke so I won't inherit anything, no skills, never exercised in my life, have had probably fewer than 10 IRL interactions within the past 20 years. What? You're 33, dude, come on! He was really banking on inheriting something from his parents. That's not the answer. Get the fuck up and do for yourself, would ya? He won't. How do I get out of this? I've literally just played video games since dropping out of high school when I was 15. It was pretty fun, but my parents' money's running out. How hard are 6-figure jobs to get?
Time to build my future with the power of work.
Oh, my sweet summer man-child. You're about to learn a really hard lesson. I'm surprised. Why wouldn't your parents kick you out? Watching this fucking turd do nothing for 18 years? Couldn't be me, man. You got a education, employment, or training. If you want to eat in this house, you can't be neat in this house. You know what I'm saying? This is absolutely ludicrous. I hope that it's fake, but I don't know. I've seen a guy like this. He joined the Navy when he was 35 and had lived with his mom up until that point. So I guess maybe that's the answer? Not that I think the military's headed in a good way, but if you can't fix yourself, maybe they can fucking do something for you, you know? Just take the lessons that they try to teach on board and, I don't know, do better, please. Thank you so much. Moving on. Here's a Christmassy one. Oh, be me, 7 years old, broke family, no Christmas tree this year, sad.jpg. Neighbor sees me looking at their big shiny tree through the window. Next day, they leave a small potted tree on our porch with the note, "Everyone deserves some Christmas magic. Decorate it with paper stars and popcorn strings. Best Christmas ever." Damn, dude, for a 7-year-old, that is sad. You remember when your mom has to go in the living room and pretend to be the tree? Maybe she make a little tree shape out of Christmas lights or anything like that. I remember the dire times, and I hope that the dire times do not come again. Possibly they might, but fingers crossed that everybody gets up and out, man. For real. Especially at 7 years old. You gotta do better than this. For the children! Won't you think of the children? Anyway, moving on. This anon likes thick girls. Be me, into thick, chubby women. Softer, warmer, jiggly. More to love, more to hold. Never single because always in abundance compared to slender, skinny women built like 12-year-old Swedish boys with visible rib cages. Trust me, Anon, you will never go back. Why haven't you started dating thick, chubby women yet? I gave it a try. It wasn't for me. Another Anon comes in and says, I don't date chubby women because I date obese women. Another Anon says, a fat woman will make sure your children never go hungry. And I suppose that part is true. Although I did marry a slender woman, and together we managed to raise a couple of fatties. Mostly because of, yeah, that's my doing. And indeed, I am proud to do my part. Now we'll move on. This Anon broke the system. He said, buy a ticket to see a movie. Go to the bathroom after it's done. When I come out, go into a different movie without buying another ticket. The system bows before me, chuds. Listen and learn. Oh, I gotta be arrested for what I'm thinking. And this other Anon says, yeah, based poor man. You don't really have to be poor to do something like this, but it helps. I used to do it when I was in high school all the time. Spend the whole day at the movies. Who gives a shit? They never caught me. Who's paying attention? Who's paid enough there to pay attention? Nobody. Nobody cares. It's all a big hullabaloo. You buy some candy from the 99-cent store, you stick it in your pants. Nobody cares. Again, it's a giant swizzle. It's people walking in and out of doors and saying things. But I do love a free movie, though. This next Anon is poor, but significantly less based than the free movie guy. He's not having fun with his poverty. He says, there's nothing left for me here. I'll be homeless soon. No tears left to cry. The shame bears its weight on my back. The stress finds its way from my head to my stomach. The pain grips me and holds me hostage. With no other options, what do I do? Where do I go? What do I do now? Years of this are ahead of me. From childhood, I thought life was more than this, yet I was wrong. What is there for me to do now? Pick yourself up by your bootstraps, I guess. It's a boomerism, but it is true. The most terrifying part of all is, like, I know most of us are just one missed paycheck away from all this, and that's a sobering reality check. I hate everything about this. Please don't let no bad happen. That's all I'm gonna say. You'll get back on your feet, Anon. Don't you worry. You know, if you're determined enough, you can move mountains. But before that, you gotta move into the refrigerator box behind the Kmart. Yeah, that was needlessly cruel, wasn't it? I've been in a homeless situation before, living in my car and such, and yeah, it does suck, but you find a way to get through it. You'll while away the hours, do something constructive when you can, and hopefully you can build your life back in some way. The worst thing that you could possibly do is throw yourself a fucking pity party and give up hope like this, alright? Seriously, stand up on your 2 feet, bootstraps! Now, if only I could remember where I left those bootstraps. You'll figure it out. Good luck, buddy. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gents. Mostly gents, I think. But hey, sometimes I get surprised. I hope you sign up on the Patreon or the YouTube memberships if you'd be so kind. You could also check out the Fourth Wall if you're looking for some merch. That's pretty cool stuff right there, I'm telling you. We got an Amazon affiliate link down there. All sorts of stuff for your holiday shopping needs. Of course, if you don't want to contribute monetarily, well, maybe you could share the video around to somebody who likes unhinged Greentexts. There's a lot of people out there. They just don't know they like it yet. See, that's what it is. The market is expanding, and we're at the forefront of that. I'm so proud of you guys. No matter what you decide to do with the rest of your day, I want you to remember that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one, friends. So until then, bye-bye.
何バカ何バカ何バカ何バカ何バカ